I
Recently, whoops. Recently, like a couple days ago, there has been stuff going on in the VTuber space. I'm gonna quit that. And it has been centered around, well, there are two things that have been going on. One is a bit sad and frustrating. The other one's more lighthearted. We're going to start with the former and then move on to the latter. Now, for those who do not know of what's been going on, apparently Mousy here has left VShojo. And from what I have been seeing on the Twitters as to why she has left, it is due to a financial dispute dealing with the last charity event that she had. Apparently, VShojo has, according to Mouse, they have withheld funds that were rightfully hers and that were rightfully for the IDF. What was that thing called again? Immune Deficiency Foundation. Sorry. Apparently, VShojo owes the IDF $500,000. So let's see what this video says. Let's see what Mousy has to say about this thing.
I am leaving VShojo. Unfortunately, I recently found out that for the past couple of months, I have been misled by VShojo. With the information that I currently have, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly,
I'm probably going to pause a few times for this. Now, apparently it's not just Mousy that is saying that funds have been withheld that were rightfully hers. Apparently, funds have been withheld against Kason, for Henya the Genius, and a few others. Apparently, they're coming out and saying that VShojo has been withholding funds that are supposed to go to, the VTubers, that are supposed to go to them. And for some reason, VShojo is holding their funds for for whatever freaking reason that they decide they think is a good reason, which I don't understand. It's like you are. I mean, I understand that, these companies to take a certain percentage out of the funds that they get, but to completely withhold 100% of the funds that are owed to the person that is actually, working for you, that here in the United States, I believe is, completely illegal. That's just basically, it's extortion. These people are basically working for you essentially for free. It doesn't count for donations and stuff because they take I think VShojo takes 50-60% of the stuff that goes through Twitch, like gifted subs, bits, stuff like that. And I think they take a cut out of the sponsorships too. But I think that's the regular donations that are 100% to, to the VTubers. I'm not sure how the entire thing works, but it's just, They're basically essentially working for free for VShojo, which, is illegal. You can't have somebody in your company working for you and not pay them. You can get in a lot of legal trouble doing that.
The thing that hurts me the most is that the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which is the most important charity to me, and also the reason why I'm here today, is owed over $500,000 from VShojo.
That is another thing. They withholding $500,000. I don't care who you ask. You can ask the richest person in the world down to the poorest person in the world. $500,000 is a lot of money. That is a lot of money. That is a significant amount of money, especially to a charity like the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I don't know. I understand that there are, bad companies, bad people and stuff that would screw over foundations, regular people and all this stuff, but it's just how much of a shit company or shit person do you have to be to withhold that amount of money from a place as significant as the Immune Deficiency Foundation? Like, what has to go through your head to make you think that that is okay? And what's even more baffling is pretty much everybody that knows VTubers, that knows VShojo, that knows IRONMOUSE, as we've come to see, is basically the face, the mascot, the VTuber that has basically put VShojo on the map, that has made VShojo what it is today. And for them to intentionally go and screw the one person that is the entire face of your brand. Hi, Bunny. It's like, what has to go through your head to make you think that, hey, let's do this, and not believe that it's going to basically sink your entire ship? Because that's basically what they've done. As soon as this happened, like within 1 to 2 days, the entirety of at least the VShojo English, you can go on their like Twitter page and in their affiliates tab. There's nothing there. None of the talents are there. They've all basically resigned from VShojo. No, you're fine, Bunny. You didn't come at a bad time. And it's just, if you think of VTubing, like especially English VTubers, there are 2 VTubers I know that are basically like the face of at least English VTubing, if not VTubing as a whole, that are probably the 2 biggest ones. One of them, immediately you think of IRONMOUSE, because she is like the most widely known, one of, if not the most popular English VTuber. And the other one I think you'd probably think of as, Gura. She's retired and turned to Saba now, but I don't get why they would do this to her. You essentially, the ship that is VShojo and the captain of that ship, that the entire crew trusts and the entire community trusts without a shadow of a doubt, and that would rise up for, is IRONMOUSE. And for you basically told the captain of that ship, walk the plank and jump off. And now essentially what you've done is just strap a bomb to your ship and just blow a giant hole in it that you cannot fix. So now everyone has basically jumped ship, and now we're just turning to watch it sink in flames. Because, Kason, Project Melody, Zentrea, Madara, well, Zen and Matara were already gone, but Kason, Project Melody, Henya, Ironmouse, and a few others that were at least in the English VShojo. They after this has happened to Ironmouse, they've essentially they've gotten rid of the VShojo brand in their name on Twitter. They've all basically resigned from VShojo because of this scummy thing that they've done. I've rambled on enough. Let's continue with the video.
I know that this is a lot, and it's very important for me to be honest with all of you. I really want to tell you everything, but unfortunately right now, I have been instructed by my attorney to wait for more of the legal procedure to unfold. So one day I will be able to tell you the full story.
I hope that comes soon, because I would like to know the entirety of the story. I mean, once that comes out, I'll probably be doing a reaction to it, because I would like to know the entire story of, everything that went down. Because it's oh, this is just a giant mess. I don't know what has happened to the VTubing space, but in just the past year alone, things have just gone horribly wrong.
But for now, I just need to let you know that I will no longer be a part of VShojo. If you give me a moment of your time, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I know for a lot of people right now that this might be the first time you were ever watching me. I became a VTuber because I really wanted to make friends. I was very lonely due to the fact that I have a primary immune deficiency disease called CVID. I basically have
Common variable immune deficiency. CVID is a relatively frequent form of primary immunodeficiency found in about 1 in 25,000 persons. This is the reason it is called common. It's amazing that there's that many people that actually have it. The degree and type of deficiency of serum immunoglobulins, I think it's pronounced, and the clinical course varies from person to person, hence the word variable. An additional characteristic is a decreased IgA and or IgM level, or a low level of all three major types of immunoglobulins, IgG, IgA, and IgM. I'm not a doctor. I don't understand most of this stuff. I just know this really, we'll finish reading this and I'll say. In some individuals, there are defects of the T cells, and this may also contribute to increased susceptibility to infections as well as autoimmunity, granulomatous, I think that's how it's pronounced. I probably mispronounced that. Disease and cancer. If you've seen the movie Bubble Boy, she is basically the female version of Bubble Boy. The only difference is Bubble Boy at the end of the movie is told that he's been fine for years. But his mother's just was fucking crazy and didn't want to let go. And the difference between Bubble Boy and Iron Mouse is stuck as Bubble Girl for her entire life, sadly. We don't have a way to fix CVID.
I have a low to near non-functioning immune system, which means I get sick a lot, and it caused me to remain isolated for long periods of my life. So then I found streaming, and I thought about giving it a try because I wanted to see if I could make some friends online, because I honestly couldn't ever leave my room. I never really expected to grow an audience or anything. It was one of the last things on my mind. I just thought that I would stream to, 5 to 10 people and just hang out from time to time, make some friends, play games, and just continue on with my life. But unfortunately, I was too scared to stream with my face. So, a friend of mine recommended that I try an app called FaceRig that would allow me to use an anime avatar to stream. And that's how I started VTubing. It took me a while to take it seriously.
I think the first time I discovered Iron Mouse back when she was still doing when she was still had her original VTube avatar, and it was back when she was doing a like the goal she had was to raise money to get a I think it was a medical bed so she could be more comfortable and and everything, because she's not doing as well as she is now. But yeah, it was she's gone through a lot of different models. I think she has like 30 different models now. Yeah, she's been going for quite a while, and she's been doing really good for herself.
And even begin to think about maybe being able to grow a community and even make this a career. I think I really started to take it seriously around the time when I was approached to join VShojo, and it was through VShojo that I was able to grow into the Iron Mouse that I am today. When I was approached in 2020 and asked to join VShojo, it seemed like a good idea, but I honestly did not know if I could ever be a corporal VTuber because I felt like I just couldn't.
The corporation VTubing thing is just it has been really going on. I don't know what the hell has been going on with it, but it's just been like going downhill really fast. I mean, look at Hololive, Niji Sanji, and everything. It's just they've been going on. More and more people have been let go. People, it seems like graduations have been happening more and more frequently. And at this point, it seems to be safer and better for people just to be an indie VTuber. I know it can be difficult to be to grow and be discovered and everything with how saturated it is, but yeah, I from what I've been seeing over the past couple of years, I believe it's probably safer and better for people's mental health to be an indie VTuber rather than be go for a corporation for VTubing. So yeah, it's just we'll continue on. Oh.
I felt like I just couldn't. In my mind, I saw myself as unhireable, which is why streaming worked for me. I had no boss, no strict rules, I had no hours, no expectations. It was all up to me, and due to the fact that I have lived my life chronically ill and being unable to do much of anything, I just felt like there was no way that anyone would ever take me or want me. For a while, I was struggling to make a decision because I was afraid about my anonymity and afraid about trusting people because I felt like every time I put my trust in people, it always ends in grief for me. So
in this space for VTubing, it can be very scary and nerve-wracking to try and put your trust in anyone, because there are plenty of people out there who will try and get to know you only for the reason to try and get and grow off of you and get more viewers from you, rather than try and actually get to know you and want to become your friend, want to do stuff with you, and all sort of this stuff. It's hard to trust people, and it's hard to try and make friends, because you don't know if the person is trying to genuinely be your friend, or just try and, this is not going to be a nice way to put it, but just try and be a pariah and be a leech, just trying, feed off of what you already have to try and grow their channel, and just they're trying to get to know you for selfish reasons for themselves. It's hard to differentiate for everyone, but it sucks, but it happens. Not I don't think it happens as often as people would think it does, but it does happen.
I was worried about expectations and 1,000,001 other things, but I ultimately decided to join VShojo. It really pains me that I am unable to fully explain why I am leaving. But for right now, here's what I am allowed to share with you. I would always be told how important I was for the company. And
that right there, she's constantly being told how important she is to the company. That is something you shouldn't really tell an individual, because you have no idea the amount of pressure that puts on somebody, how much anxiety you're giving that person, because they feel like the entire thing is put on their shoulders, and they are so afraid, they're so anxious, they're so worried about every little thing they do and every little decision they make, because they're worried that if they are not doing it good enough, that they are failing everybody around them, and they are failing the company, they're failing everything, and then they start to feel like they're failing themselves. This is something no company, be it on streaming or out in the real world, no company should be telling an individual that, because it puts way too much pressure on somebody, and there are some people who can't take it and they end up breaking down. You should never put that sort of pressure on somebody's shoulders.
I was always told that I was needed in order for the company to succeed. Although that was very positive to hear, it put a lot of pressure and a lot of stress on me, to the point where I felt guilt-tripped into signing. I felt responsible for everybody.
No matter what, it's fine if you want to join a corporation for VTubing and everything. If you feel like you want to do it, go right ahead. Don't ever feel like you have to. Despite what somebody says, if you yourself feel like that it is not a good idea, if you feel it in your gut, if you feel it in your heart, if your head is telling you don't do it, listen to it. Don't do it if you really don't want to. Don't let anybody try and pressure you, any company try and pressure you into signing a contract for them. Make sure you read everything. Make sure that what you're signing is what you want to sign. But yeah, don't let a company like what VShojo has done pressure you into signing a contract, or make you feel like they're pressuring you into signing it.
I felt responsible for staff and talent alike, and I felt like if I didn't do this, and if I didn't stay, I was hurting everybody, and I was destroying everybody's life.
Oh, it pains me to know that Mousy was feeling this way. Mousy already has enough in her life to deal with all the medical stuff she has to deal with on a hourly basis of her life. It's painful to know that she felt like she had to deal with all this stuff was on her shoulders. It is painful to know that she felt like this. She's not responsible for any of it. None of it's her fault. None of it's... Mousy.
But this didn't feel right with me, and I began to feel extremely uncomfortable. As my viewers know, privacy has always been one of my biggest concerns. I've had a lot of scary experiences in my life, so one amazing thing for me was the fact that VShojo handled all my payments, and it meant that I never had to give out any of my personal information, so that was always a blessing to me. As time went on, I decided that I wanted to try to start pulling out my remaining funds because I wanted to start taking over my own finances. This is what led me to this point. Throughout the years, Connor and I have raised around $4 million for the Immune Deficiency Foundation.
That is a lot of money. And yes, people, don't let others control your finances. Especially your personal finances. Take control of that stuff yourself. Don't trust anybody with it. Unless you are absolutely sure that the person you are trusting it with will 100% without a shadow of a doubt not screw you over.
The majority of the money raised is through Tiltify at events like the Cyclothon, the charity auction, and other miscellaneous events that we've had. However, because of the success of my first subathon, I decided to donate half the earnings of my following 2 subathons to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. The first time I tried this, it worked great. Over 200,000
Hello, Tommy.
people supported me, and because of
I don't
that,
know what auto
we
is.
raised over $329,350 to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Because the money came from my Twitch revenue instead of a Tiltify link, it required VShojo to make the donation on my behalf. They promptly sent the payment, and the subathon was a huge success, so I decided to do it again the next year. My last subathon was one of the biggest events I've ever done. The support was overwhelming, and I ended up getting over 300,000 subscribers and breaking the all-time sub record. But this also meant that we had raised $515,000 for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I once again asked VShojo to make the donation on my behalf, but unfortunately, still a year later, VShojo has not paid the charity. The Immune Deficiency Foundation means the world to me. Connor and I have both spent a ton of energy, time, and resources raising money for charity. And we're both so proud to be able to say that we've raised nearly $4 million for charity. We almost always raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. They help people with primary immune deficiency diseases, or PI, which are inherited disorders where a part of the body's immune system is missing or doesn't function properly, which makes people like me more prone to infection, and this includes over 450 different conditions. The Immune Deficiency Foundation is a charity that is near and dear to my heart and has a particular significance in my life. When my health first started getting really bad, the Immune Deficiency Foundation helped me immensely when I really had nowhere else to turn. I was terrified, I was lonely, and I was confused. I honestly didn't really know what was going on, and I never ever want anyone else to go through that. This entire situation has broken me. I just wanted to do something good and to give back to a community that helped me. But unfortunately, that's not the case. As much as I would like to continue to talk about this, unfortunately, I can't. So, to recap, I believe that I am owed a significant amount of funds, which I have not been paid. And most importantly, the Immune Deficiency Foundation is owed over $500,000 from VShojo. I really wish that I could tell you more, but right now, I have been advised to wait for legal proceedings. As of right now, I am an independent VTuber. I am at a loss of what to do right now. I'm kind of processing everything. I'm very sad and very confused. Once again, I want to apologize to the Immune Deficiency Foundation and to my community who has shown so much support to me. I also wanted to say
She has nothing
that
to apologize
all the,
for.
money made from this video will go towards the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do. Like I said, I really haven't had much time to process this. But below the video in the description box is a link to a donation fund for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Thankfully, any donations made through Tiltify go directly to the charity. That link is also there if you've heard about this and would like to support the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Sometime this month, I plan on doing a special live stream in order to raise money for the Immune Deficiency Foundation. I hope to have a ton of friends joining me, and hopefully there'll be a lot of singing and a lot of fun and just a day full of happiness. I just honestly really want to show that after all of this, that VTubing is a force for good. So thank you guys so much for all the support, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. And once again, I want to say that I am truly sorry. Okay.
Yeah. Mousy has nothing to be sorry for. None of this is her fault. Everything of this was completely out of her control. She has nothing to apologize for. None whatsoever. This is squarely on VShojo. Because they have deliberately withheld the funds that Mousy is owed and the funds that should have gone to the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Which I have actually pulled up the window here, and they have now raised $1,280,984.78, and it's still going. they have raised almost $1,030,000. They have made over more than double what they did for that subathon. So make sure to go check Mousy out, give her a sub, give her a follow. I will this segment of my stream will be on my YouTube, and I will make sure to put the link to this in the description below, so people can go to this and they can donate if they wish, and help out the IDF in Mousy's name. So make sure to go support that. Go support Mousy. And the next thing we're going to look at real quick here before I end my stream is something we're going to end on a lighter note. And that is Nimi Nightmare. She used to be Fauna for Hololive EN. She has a little lore drop. This might be an unexpected thing for me to announce, but I'm getting married. Alongside streaming, having a family of my own has always been a dream of mine. I don't usually talk about my personal life, but it's something that's important to me, and it'll come up sooner or later. So I wanted to go ahead and tell you all. As long as there are people cheering for me, I'll keep streaming and trying my best to make you laugh. Thank you for supporting me always, and I hope to keep VTubing through every stage of my life, even when I'm a grandma. So if you're along with me, I appreciate you so much. Nimi is getting married, and ever since that has happened, a lot of a little marriage fever has been going on in the VTubing space over on Twitter, and it's been kind of funny to see that. But congratulations to Nimi Nightmare for getting married. I hope you have a wonderful wedding, and I hope you have a wonderful marriage to your partner. And I hope you have a wonderful honeymoon and, everything else that comes along with it. So congratulations to Nimi Nightmare for the marriage. I hope she has a great time. But with that being said, that will be all for this.